stand through the man for the stand through it? George Althorpe. Yeah.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thanks. Thank you, Atticus. Thank you, Atticus. Now, over many years of our operation here, one of the absolute mainstays, we rely very much on people with botanical knowledge and passion for plant conservation. And I see in the crowd here one very important part of that history, and that's Gay Benison. Gay has been the horticulturist here for 40 years or so. She actually left a couple of years ago and perhaps thought she could do without us and we could do without her. Neither of those were true. So Gay is back here working as our horticulturist again, and we owe her a great debt. She's been the knowledge that she has and her passion for plant conservation, of course, are what the Arboretum is all about, and we're very, very grateful for all the work that Gay does. So, and I did mention, of course, the volunteers, and the volunteers are represented by the Friends of Burrendong Arboretum, and I'm now going to hand over to Durn Flatman, who's the president, chair of the Friends, to take over the proceedings for a bit of a while. Thank you, Durn.
G'day everyone. I don't usually look like this, I must say, but having had a recent visit to have my nose attended to and can't take it off till tomorrow, here I am in all my glory. Okay, thank you everyone for coming today. It's a really special day. I'm the Durn Flatman, I'm chairperson of the Arboretum, and I'm really thrilled to see so many people, and I'm assuming that all the people here have a love of native plants, a love of our beautiful, beautiful environment, and will partake in maybe having a look at the environment and go for a bit of a road trip around after all the ceremonies, after you've had morning tea, by the way. Anyway, I'll start with the formal bit. I'm not a good off-the-cuff talker, so I hope you acknowledge or appreciate that I will read it. Okay. I'll begin from the beginning. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the current volunteers and members of FOBAR and thank them for their resilience and hard work. There has been some very frustrating and difficult times over the last years, but we turn up regularly on a Wednesday and we share a laugh or two. We ward off the apostle birds who seem to think they are the boss of the Arboretum. We share a cuppa. We solve the world's problems and also carry out an assortment of tasks. Okay, guys, we have Mick, who has been volunteering for a number of years and has earned the title Master Propagator. Put your hand up, Mick. Thank you, Mick. Without your knowledge, we wouldn't be quite as good as we are. Thanks to Robin. Put your hand up, Robin. Robin for her care of the baby plants. She's the one who looks after what she calls the critical incident plants, the ones that are not looking so good and need to be encouraged. And she is our fabulous labeller, and the thing that she knows gets up my nose, because she's always tip pruning. And I don't like tip pruning, but she loves it. Okay, thanks to Anne. Anne's not here today for soldiering on. And thanks to Linda for her photography. I don't think Linda's here. And Christine for her help at the task of the day. Marion, where are you, Marion? Are you here? Anyway, Marion is our treasurer. Oh, here she is. And to Katrina for her energy and enthusiasm. Are you here today, Katrina? No. Okay. All right. As most of us are aware, the volunteering for the Arboretum commenced at the time of the initial planning of the Arboretum, and we have many to thank for their contribution to this wonderful achievement. FOBAR is a result of many changes to the development of the Arboretum as we know it today. The Friends in the current format came into being some 30 years ago ago and received a congratulatory certificate in 2022, and that was from the Australian Association of Friends of Botanic Gardens, which is quite an achievement. As previously mentioned, there have been difficult times over the last years with the loss of funding, droughts, floods, COVID and some other issues. FOBA has been able, owing to the dedication, wise investments and endowment of previous committee members, to support the Arboretum financially, along with some funding from various sources. Naturally, those reserves are depleting, and with no sure prospect at this time of any continued funding, it looks a little grim at times, but hopefully it's getting better. Right, on a positive note, there has been some nice achievements, such as the beginning of a fledgling bush tucker garden, and it's guarded at if you go up there and go to your right past the nursery, it's just down there. It's only very fledgling and there's not a lot there, but we've started it. But be careful, because we have a noisy miner who seems to think that it's his particular property. So surprisingly, he may swoop. Okay, and take a walk, have a look. Hopefully with some extra funds, we'll be able to add more irrigation to it eventually, and then more plants. There has been some plantings of various plants, rare and endangered. For example, as mentioned previously, the Swainsona recta, the Zaira obcordata, and always tongues ties me, and the Grevillea, here we go, Obtus flora, subspecies Obtus flora. Clap for me. Did it. Okay, supplied, planted and monitored by various groups, which highlights the value and recognition of the Arboretum in its preservation role. This brings a smile to the Friends of FOBA, the recognition by people such as land management people, various government organisations, that we are actually recognised. Okay, FOBA has had some struggle with obtaining new committee members owing to perception within the community that the BBGA would close owing to a storm of events over the last years. However, we are still forging ahead with reduced manpower, but there is a light on the horizon with some younger people showing interest and energy. FOBA and BBGA have recently, had to farewell Alice and John Newton, who have retired to the coast to be closer to family after a combined 40 years of committed volunteering, an incredible and amazing commitment. We certainly miss their amazing knowledge and expertise. We have always felt sure that if there was a plant to be identified, and Gay wasn't about, our horticulturist, between them, they could come up with not only the common name, but probably the genus as well. And so there's a few of us that sort of a bit, okay, we hope that's right. Okay, before they left, with the help of Mike Orgy, who was a former member, they produced a beautiful book. It's called Wildflower Gems from the Burrendong Botanic Gardens and Arboretum. This book is on sale here today, and the proceeds of this book they have donated back to FOBA, who in turn have used some of the proceeds to renovate a fountain and stroke bird bath, which is in the home garden. The home garden is up beside, if you walk up to where the nursery is and turn to the right, I'd really appreciate you going to have a look at it. It's a lovely, serene place with a fountain that's tinkling and birds coming, and yeah, it's just beautiful. It's only been finished this week, and I need to actually give a huge shout out to Ron. Put your hand up, Ron. And to Kylie. Are you here, Kylie? No. Kylie is our horticulturist, and they have worked really hard over the last couple of weeks to renovate the fountain. We do have further, we did want Alice and John to be here, of course, so that we could actually, I suppose, acknowledge and present it to them as an acknowledgement, but John is 97 and they went to the coast, so it's a huge drive from there. So anyway, we haven't quite completed it. We still have a plaque to organise to go on it, haven't we, Robin? We have a thing about plaques. There was some acknowledgement made some years ago. I think if you walk over here, you'll see some signs by trees, and as you go around, and some people like it and other people don't. So we sort of have to work through that one. Okay. Anyway, we invite you to go and sit at our lovely new fountain stroke bird bath. We're very fortunately to recently have the energy, expertise and commitment of Rachel McSmith, who has utilised her previous work skills to add a further dimension to the BBGA. Certainly, I don't know how her brain has withstood the flow of ideas she has generated and the research she's attached to those ideas. We ask that you cross your fingers for the success of the application for funding from the RES, which is the energy company, which, if successful, will assist in the rejuvenation of the BBGA back to the wonderful standard that previously was. On behalf of FOBA, I must say, please accept our thanks for the enormous amount of work you have carried. I don't know where you are, Rachel, but anyway, thank you. We look forward to working with Rachel and others who we hope will sustain and invigorate the BBGA into the future. Okay, I've nearly finished. We have honoured to have us today members of the Alter family, descendants of Peter and George, who, as we know, had the vision, expertise and knowledge to form this wonderful tribute to our native environment. Their story, Hazel's and others, is on the story, along with Hazel's and others, is on the display boards just as you walk into the nursery, near the nursery, so you can just have a look and see the lovely photos and the work that's gone on. George, Peter and their families worked extremely hard against all odds, red tape and interventions from various bodies, both government and private, which was not always easy to resolve, but they remained positive and continued their endeavours against all odds. At this point, I'd like to welcome the Alter family, and I'd like them to come up here and have a bit of a chat. But no, first I'll reorganise that. Okay. We have some members of the Alter family who will have a quick word with us. But firstly, I'd like to introduce Miss Jane Paul, who is very generous and keen supporter of FOBA and the Arboretum. And thank you for your consistent interest in the Arboretum. Do you want the microphone here?